tables. In HTML, tables actually those are used for two purposes. One is if you want to display data in a tabular format, we can use tables. So for an example, if you want to show rows, columns, and display data as a table in a web page, so that is very commonplace where tables can be used. And another place is there, that is to arrange the content in the page. So that is also common, but actually any page that you can see in the internet can be arranged in that way using tables. That is possible, right? Okay. So here in a table, you can see, so horizontally, you can see the rows, and vertically, you can see the columns, and the border is basically the outline of this table is border. And in between that, you have cells. So by crossing these columns and rows, it's creating cells. And these, there are a set of tags which can be used in tables. Unlike lists, there are many tags that you can use. Table is where you can introduce the table, and TR is a row. Table row is referred as TR, and TD is a cell, simply a data cell, and TH is also a cell, but that's a special thing because it is automatically, so whatever you place there inside the table heading will be, the content will be bold and center. Text will be bold and center. If you put it inside the TH, you can see the bold and center properties, bold and center in the table data content. T head is the head section that you can use to section the head, and T body is the body section. So here, for example, the first row you can allocate as T head. Say next set of rows, T body, that is possible. And caption is a table title. Table heading, actually a title. That is the caption. So that is displayed outside the table, on top of the table, but outside the table. Call group is where you define the columns as groups. If you want to apply style to a set of columns, we can use call group. Okay, those are the tags that we can use. Actually, two purposes for creating tables. Now we can write down. The first purpose is to show data in tabular format. To show data in tabular format. And the second thing is to divide page into sections and create a layout. So that is the second purpose of using tables. So here you can say tables can be used for two purposes. Purpose one is to show data in tabular format, and the purpose two is to divide page into sections and create a layout. So these are the common usages of tables. So please write the note after that. So you can draw the table and write this note. And there's another specialty of this table data and TH. So TD and TH. So there's a specialty. I would like to add that as well as a special point, are similar to the body tag. You can include any kind of display element inside these tags. It's similar to the body tag. Body tag is used to basically display. Body tag is used as a display element. No? So these TD and TH tags are also similar to body tag. So whatever the tag that you include inside the body tag can be displayed in the inside TH tag and TD tag. Even another table can be displayed. The TD ඇතුලේ TH ඇතුලේ වෙනම table එකක් වුණත් ආය හදන්න පුළුවන්. ඕනම දෙයක්. Body ඇතුලේ දාන ඕනම tag එකක් TD tag එක ඇතුලේ දාන්න. ඕනම display element එකක්. ඒක හරියට පුංචි body එකක් වගේම තමයි. Body tag එකේම body එක කෙනෙක් වගේ. මේක වෙනම body එකක් වගේ. මේකේ ඕනම දෙයක් අර images ඕනනම් images, links, තව table ඕනනම් table, list ඕනනම් list. Anything can be included inside table data or table heading or table data, TH or TP. Okay, please write down this and let me know after finishing. Please write the attributes also. Attributes basically border. Border means the outline. Cell spacing, space between two cells. So this cell and this cell. So there's a small space, a light space, like 1 pixel space. So it looks like a border, right? But it is space between two cells. And then cell padding means the gap between cell border and the content. So this area, let me mark this, and cell padding is this, the gap between the cell content as well as the cell border. That is called cell padding. And then the BG color and then border color, width and height. And those are also there as attributes. Right? BG color is the background color. And border color, width and height, those are self-explanatory, right? These are the attributes used in table. Now let's try to create this table given in this example using these attributes and tags. So please draw this as an example, and we are going to create that table as an example now. Border, cell spacing, cell padding, BG color, border color, and then width and height. So those are the basic attributes, but other than that, you have align, align, those things are also there, right? Align is for normal alignment. And you have align, vertical align, align. So these are some other attributes, align, align, right? So other than that, you can use these attributes too. Okay, I hope you have finished. I'll give you 1 minute to finish. Do this quickly. I'm going to demonstrate this table, then I'll give you another example to do that alone, right? Okay, let's go here and let's erase this example. So you have a table. First of all, you have to create a table. When you add a table tag, so see the difference in the website, right? Here, after adding tables for tags, you cannot see any difference, right? That is the nature. Preview, in preview, you don't have anything, right? Let's add a TR also. Okay, let's add a width also. Let's add a width. I'm going to add width 400. Still, you cannot see any visible difference. Let's add height also. Let's say 200 height. Still, you cannot see any visible difference. That is the nature. And let's add a border. One pixel border. Now you can see a visual change. After adding the border only, you can see a visual change. So now you can see the table border is appearing there. Okay, let's add, let's keep it as it is. Add a table row. Save. Now I have one row, no visual difference there also, because anyway, with the border, it's one row. Let's go there and see 150, 120, 500, 200. Those are the bits given. And let's add some cells with the same, those table data. The first table data width is 150. Let's keep adding these 150, 20, 500, and 150, 20, 500, and then 200. Altogether, what is the total width? 200, 500, 700, 700 plus here also 200, 900, 970. That is the total. So I have to give 970 as the total. Okay. Otherwise, it will automatically take. Don't worry. If I have not given, it will automatically take that. Right? Okay. Done. Right? It has created the table. Now you can see the visual table is quite equal to that one given. Right? And you can see this is in between gap. You can see there's an in between gap here. So that is the space that I said, cell space. So that you can increase. So let's increase and see. Cell spacing, let's put 10. Then you can see something like this. It's like windows. Cell spacing. Space is now more than the previous one. Basically, cell spacing is 1. So that you can see, even though you have given or not, cell spacing is 1. That is the basic. And if you make cell spacing 0, you cannot see these double borders. Instead of that, you can see single borders. Why the double borders are appearing? Because cell spacing is given. That's why the double borders. Okay, let's go to the single borders by making cell spacing 0. And you can edit it if you want. Now the rows. How many rows are there? So let's go to the table. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows are there. So what you can do is you can just copy 1, 2. Actually, for these things you don't need, because if you're given this already, you don't need this for the other tables. It will be automatically applied according to the first row settings. The other rows will be adjusted. So you don't want to worry about that. So you can erase that because there is additional code. 1, 2, 3, and 4, I think. Save it. Let's go there, refresh, and you can see there. So that is the structure that we have given, I guess. Yes. And you have colored. You have to color these cells and these 3 cells and this cell. So let's color them. This cell, these 3 cells, and this cell. So let's color them. Third cell, BGCOLOR equal, say, hash red, green, blue cell. And here it is. Actually, so the BG color can be applied to the entire table. You should know this. If you apply BG color to the entire table will get that color. Okay, BG color can be applied to the entire table. It can even be applied to the row. Then entire row will take that color. If you use colored group, if you use colored group, it can be applied to the column section. And if you use T body, T head, that can also be applied to the T head and T body sections. That means you can apply this way, or T body, T head groups, like for an example, T body is this section. Let's say this section is the T body. And I'm going to finish T body here. Just an example, right? This is not what we need to do. We don't want to do this actually, so because it is not, they have not asked about that. Then if you want, you can apply this PG color to the T body also. I want to show that, that's why I have given this as example. Then the entire section will be colored. That is possible, right? Just wanted to show that, that's all. So let's remove the T body. We don't need that. And so if you apply to a cell, specific cell, it will take that color. And then you need this cell to have the same color, this cell to have the same color, and this cell to have the same color, as well as the third cell here. So it looks like letter C. Okay, here it is. So this is my example according to the, I think you have written the question in your book, then you can write the code there. And this is the example code for doing that. This example. Okay, please copy this. Please copy this quickly. I'll give you 4 minutes to copy. Quickly do this. The next thing that you have to do is, so try to do this one. So this is a different table. You can see. So some tables, you can easily count the number of cells because it is rows into columns. Here in this table, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns and 3 rows. 6 into 3 is 18 cells. But some Here also, you have 3 rows, right? 1, 2, 3. Then how many columns? Columns, actually, you have to count that. Columns, let's count the columns. Let's extend these lines. Let's extend these lines. Extend this also. And now you can count. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. And rows, let's extend these lines. And extend this line also. And you can see it's 1, 2, 3 rows. 3 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns. So likewise, so there are uneven number of rows and columns. Unequal number of, so that means each row is not identical to the other row. So each row has uniqueness. Each column has uniqueness. This is not even. This is uneven. අසමාන විදියට. මේ වගේ නෙවෙයි. Second structure එකට. මේ විදියට තියනකොට අපිට සිද්ධ වෙනවා we have to merge. Actually, we have to merge here. We have to merge 1, 2 columns. Here we have to merge actually 2 rows and 2 columns. 2 rows and 2 columns. Here we have to merge 1, 2 rows, but 1, 2, 3 columns. 2 rows, 3 columns. So these are some difficult layouts, but it is not that much difficult to create because you will definitely get questions from these areas. So really careful when answering these questions, but these questions are not difficult because we have row span, col span attribute for merging these things. Okay, let's create the let's create the template or the table. I'm going to use a new one. Let's say, okay, so let's use this or use this same thing. I'm going to save a different name. Save as page 5.html. Okay, here it is, and I'm going to erase everything now. And first of all, I have to create the table. Maybe the height and width doesn't matter. Let's say change the border and cell spacing that we can keep as it is. And let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in and 3 rows. 3 rows, TR. And inside a row, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells. TD, TD close, 6 such cells. Let me do this quickly. You can watch this and then try alone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And here also 3 such rows. Row number 1, row number 2, row number 3. Save it. And this is page 5.html. Let's open the file. Let's go there and page 5.html. And this is the file. You can see. All right. You have to add the height also. Otherwise, like it looks ugly. Let's add a height. HEIGHT. So let's say 120. Okay. Here it is. 6. And then, so now, so let's think about this. What has happened over there? So some columns are having like, so this column, these 3 columns are equal. These 3 columns are equal. But when you consider about these 2 columns, these 2 columns are also equal. But these 3 columns are equal. Let's say, so totally you have 900, let's say 900 pixels. 900 means one size of 1 will be like 150. Let's give width equal 150, 150. This is for each. So this TD, and this TD. 150 and this TD, and this is like 200. 150, oh, let's say 225. And this is 225. Then 2, 2, 5. Actually, you don't have this one. You can erase that, but erasing that will give you a trouble. Erasing that will give you a trouble here. So now looks ugly, right? So the sizes are okay, but erasing that has given a trouble. But because we have to merge, if you are erasing, you have to merge it with, let's say, call span activity, you have to merge 2 columns. Now you can see the size. I have merged 2 columns. It's okay now. And here, so this part is also okay now. Let's see, let's go and see what's the expectation. Expectation is actually this. It's not the same expectation. Expectation of this is merging these 2 is okay. Then this is along. Then you have to merge these 3 also. So let's merge that. To do that, actually, I'm going to. So the last row, you can see this part is there. I'm going to cut this and add this to the last row. And here, actually, I need only one cell. That cell is basically merging call span 3 columns and row span 2. 2 rows. 3 columns and 2 rows merge. Then 3 columns merge means this 3 will be disappeared now. We have already erased that. But since it is merging 2 more rows, so these 3 these 3 should be deleted. So let's delete that. And now you can see it's merging this part and this part. It's done. And let's go and see what's there. You can see these 4 is also, these 4 are also merged. To merge that, let's go back to the code. And this is what I can see. These 4 need to be merged. To do that, let's go to the code. This one, and next this 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to erase this as well, and instruct this to merge with call span 2 and row span 2. Merge 2 columns, 2 rows. That's it. And here we are. We have created that. Actually, the layout is done, but only thing is some width issue is there. You can see that the width issue. So that you can continue, you can like control that, because this width should be higher. So let's control the width. Let's control the width of this. Width is, let's say, somewhere around 400. Okay, let's see it. Here it is. Now we have come with the example given below. I think you can do this alone, right? I can show you the code, but try to do these things alone. Practice it. Okay, I'm going to stop with this today. So please take a screenshot and try this. Try to get this output. Try to merge cells and understand the concept. We will do more exercises. Actually, this can be done only with some exercises, right? Otherwise, we cannot prepare for the exam question. I'll give a few questions next day and try to create more templates using tables. And you can create any table easily with this concept. You have to control the width and you have to consider the merging of cells. Then we can do this easily. So let's discuss that part next day. See you all next week and good night. Please take a screenshot, right? Okay, good night. See you all next week.